a same-sex friend or whatever? What causes you to like, what's going on in your head that says, don't do it? You're going to be made a fool of, you're going to be ashamed, you're going to be, what's happening? So you're, okay, so Ram Van, you're afraid of someone, asking someone is afraid, being afraid of rejection. I think, so that's it. I mean, you're afraid that the person's going to be like thinking negatively about you and may say something like, I'm not interested. Well, let's just say, let's start with that. What happens if someone says, I'm not interested? Well, why would you feel that that's anyway something to be taken personally? Oh, geez. And we still on this. Sam, stop with the pervy comments, please. Lately, I get like a ton of emails saying that people are not as scared to ask me out on emails, DMs, any of that. It's, a lot of people are very comfortable with the keyboard warrior thing, but they're not comfortable with it in person or even on a legit dating site. Um, the fear is that you're going to be rejected. So now, first of all, you're wasting your time if you're asking me out or asking me for where other cougars are, because obviously I don't know who you are. So I'm going to reject you. You shouldn't take that personally because I don't know who you are. So the real reason that all of you guys are concerned about rejection is you're being concerned that someone who you don't know is going to reject you. Hello there to everyone that's just joining me. We're talking about how to ask someone out, how to meet someone. Hi, Mr. Piratebrain. And how do you get a woman to look past your age? I'm 24 and I see this as a recurring thing. Okay, so another reason you might be scared to ask someone out is because all they're going to think about is your age. Again, Joe, I can only tell you from my standpoint, I was not all that concerned about the age thing as much as I was concerned about someone who um, I would have a good time with, someone who is like a mature individual. You can't, no older woman's going to want to be with some child. So you got to stay away from the whole, looking like a frat boy look with the, backwards hat. You have to look mature. That's the first thing. I mean, do however you're dressing as a 24-year-old, dress up. Make sure your button-down shirt look presentable. Have your, just be completely groomed and be on the outside as prepared as you can to look like a man instead of a child. But the main thing is that I think it's more in your head than it's in her head. She, obviously, if she's talking to you, she doesn't give a shit about your age, or she just wants to feel you out and see if you're mature enough to ask her out and to be a man. So, yeah, I think that you just have to get past all that. Most of it is all in your head. So, one of the things that you really might benefit from is by taking a class, like an improv class. First of all, besides meeting people there, it will be really helpful for you to take a class like that where you are forced to like say whatever's on your mind and just like let it out there. Like, you don't have time to think. You're not supposed to think. You're supposed to get out of whatever's going on in your head telling you not to do something. I don't know what happens to society, but we are told all the time to be careful. Don't do things that are going to make a fool of yourself or cause you to be rejected, or maybe your parents have said to you, don't do that because, you're disgraced if you say something that's, inappropriate. But the bottom line is you're a man now, and you need to step up and just do what you feel is a respectful way of talking and doing about everything in life. You just don't worry about what people think. You got to get over that. I care about what everybody thinks. You don't need to fit into a clique and like in school, or you don't have to get into a fraternity and act a certain way. You can act yourself. Yeah. So for this guy, Marcus, so being genuine it shouldn't be rare. And the man 8668, I've had a major problem with shyness. Well, it's time to not allow that to happen anymore. There's, at some point or another, you have to say to yourself, I'm this age, whatever age you are, it is not helping me in any way to think of myself as the shy guy. The shy guy, it's cute maybe, but it's really just showing that you're an insecure person. And when you show you're an insecure person, nobody really wants to hang around you because they're thinking, why do I want to be with an insecure person? I mean, if you think about who you're attracted to a woman who's very confident, who's independent, and who's maybe got her shit together, right? That's what like a cougar would be, is like a, confident, older, unique, genuine, assertive, and racy woman. It's my definition of a cougar. So if you want to get a cougar, you got to step up to the plate. You wouldn't walk up and play baseball or softball, whatever you play, and not be prepared and not be ready to swing the bat. Okay. You got to just get out of your head, think of yourself as a confident person who's worthy, who's got a lot to offer, someone who's very secure with themselves. Even if you're not, you got to fake it till you make it thing. Thank you, Natish. You need one of those classes, ma'am. Theater improv classes are in every community. Wherever you are, you'll find something like that. Alon, I don't know how I can get a cougar. Can you give me some advice? Well, I just gave you my best advice, which is just be yourself, be genuine, be confident. Don't worry so much about the rejection aspect, because let's just face facts. You're going to be rejected. If you want to play the game, you're going to be rejected. Back to the baseball analogy. If you don't swing the bat, you can't possibly even get a base hit, right? You might get a walk at the most. But if you're not playing the game, you're not going, yes, you may strike out. You may get grounded out. You may be rejected from the game for being a dick. But the bottom line is, if you don't play the game, nothing's going to happen. So you have to at least give it a shot. Did you ever think about having sex with your own son, with all due respect? With all due respect, that you can't even put those two things in the same sentence. If you respected me, you wouldn't ask me that question. Bryson, that's my problem. I care too much about what people think. Well, if you know that that's your problem, Bryson, you are 100 steps ahead of the game, okay? If you all know that you're scared that what everybody else around you is thinking, if you walked up to a person and asked them out, then you'll never ask them out. It's just, it's simple. You're always going to be the one to sit back and lose. I still remember back to my days of being single. I walked up to a group of guys, and I've mentioned this before, so forgive me if you've heard this story like 10 million times. But I did walk up to a group of guys one time. I was at like a club type place, and I said, which one of you guys wants to dance with me? Now, first of all, it took a lot of guts on my part to do that, but I figured, what the fuck? What do I care? If they don't want to dance with me, then big deal. I'll move on to the next one. But one of the 5 guys walked up and said, I will. And guess what? We ended up going out after that. So, I mean, do you think he felt comfortable? He was like, I don't know, 15 years younger than me, to walk up to me and say that, but he did it. He had no problem doing it. I mean, he might have been shy and might have been insecure, but he did it. And guess what? He was the one who ended up going out with me for a long time after that. The ones who stood back lost out, right? Let's see. Bad boy, do you want me to block you? Because if you ask me one more question about having sex with my son, I'm going to throw up, okay? No, I've not had having sex with my own son. My son and I do a podcast together, and it's called Sex Talk with my mom. We talk about sex. We talk about sex in the world. We talk about sex with urologists and sexologists and porn stars, and we talk about, we've had recent, really good podcasts, by the way, with some comedians. And we had a great podcast with some Mormons. So if you haven't checked out Sex Talk with my mom, you should check it out. And tomorrow night, that's Tuesday night, you're going to see my son on America's Got Talent. He's one of the human fountains, so you should check that out as well. So yes, he's a comedian. And no, in answer to your question, 2 times, whoever asked me that, bad boy, which obviously there's a reason that you have that as your moniker. No, we have never had sex. We have never thought about having sex. That is a disgusting and repulsive thing to me, okay? Let's see. You know me better than Sam, LOL, Michael. I don't know what that means. Kelly, I have 0 issues talking to women. That's awesome, Kelly. What makes you so confident? I'd like to know why you feel You're not scared of rejection, or or that you don't consider yourself shy, or what do you think helped your confidence level? Bad boy, no, I'm not single. I have been living with a guy for 10 years. Ram, good idea. I never thought of that. The classes, Ram. Uh, you don't think you look like Sarah? And question mark. No, I don't. I've met Sarah J. I do not look like Sarah J. Mick, hi Karen. Do you think it might be a good idea to go to a bar alone rather than with a friend, with the aim of meeting an older woman? I'm 22 and do have good social skills. Mick, I would highly recommend you go by yourself. If you're by yourself, you're way less threatening to anybody. You know, because usually people are in groups, they're scared, and it shows a lot that you're by yourself. You know, if you feel like you're being like creepy or whatever going by yourself, just pretend like you're going to meet somebody and, you know, talk to the bartender until more people show up. Nobody really cares who you're with. See, again, uh, it's all in your head. If you're worried that people might think something about you if you show up with just by yourself. Sarah J, you look like Sarah J. In what way do I look like Sarah J? She's a friend of mine though. I like Sarah J. Sam's a perv, I'm not. Okay, I don't know who you guys are talking about right now. Is cougar common or rare, Alan? So in other words, is it common that an older woman would be attracted to younger guys? I think it's pretty common. I think that at certain points in women's lives, they may be going through divorce or, like in my case, a death of a spouse, and they don't want anything major serious. They don't want a relationship, so they may go after a younger guy because younger guys know that, hey, this is just going to be like maybe a fun little fling. In my case, it turned into a full-fledged relationship, so that could happen. But in most cases, if there's an older woman interested in a younger guy just for companionship and sex, it works out great. It's a great relationship for both. Uh, oh, you thought asking a group of women who wants to dance with you is a good idea? Yeah, I mean, just try it. Try throwing people off their the normal pickup lines. Try just being a nice, if you're in a dance club and you want to dance with a bunch of girls, just go up to a bunch of them and say, which one of you wants to dance with me? Maybe one will step up, or maybe they'll start, you know, whispering to each other, but they're going to think, wow, that guy had confidence, right? And that's attractive. How do you feel about interracial dating? Is it harder for a black guy to approach white women? If you have confidence, it doesn't matter what the color skin is. I think, again, it's all in your head. Many people, um, you know, maybe in the past, there was a lot of racial segregation stereotypes and stuff like that. But these days, no, I think people don't really care about race and color and culture and everything else, unless they're racist. In which case, that's fine too. Let them. They don't have to go out with anybody that they don't want to go out with. So it just really all depends. But I think it's not harder. I just think it's different. I'm not shy. My thinking is if you don't talk to people, then you get absolutely nowhere. Exactly, Kelly. So if you don't initially, um, if you don't give it a shot, you don't try, you know, you're just not going to get anywhere. So again, I forgot who said you're going to miss every shot you don't take. I don't know if it's Michael Jordan or somebody like that, but really you got to try. Uh, Google it. You look like Sarah J. All right, enough with the Sarah J. shit. Okay, please. I mean, it's whatever. I never did a wedgie video, Danny. It's probably a reason I never did a wedgie video. I never did a wedgie video because shit. Oh gosh, I never did a wedgie video. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to do a wedgie video in the future. I don't know. What do you want us to talk about wedgies? If it turns you on to do it, then you're with a partner who likes to do it, then go for it. There's not really much to say about a wedgie video except that, hey, it's your thing. Life is a trip, that's for sure. Ram Van. Yeah, it is. It's, you never know. You know what the bottom line is? You're never gonna know if you're gonna end up being the guy that the James Blunt song is like. You know, I saw her face on a crowded train. And, you know, that whole thing. You don't want to be that guy that misses opportunities. I'm the kind of person who loves to talk to celebrities. Like I saw TJ Miller, the comedian, a while back, and everybody around me was like, "Uh-oh, she's going to go up and talk to him." And you know what? I walked up, said hello to him. He was a riot. We talked. Everybody around me got in the conversation. At first, they were like, everyone's, no, don't talk. Because your brain is saying, don't talk. But you know what? We ended up having a great conversation with him. It was a lot of fun. So if you don't try, you're never going to be able to, you're going to miss opportunities in life. And the next day, you're going to be, in your 80s, and you're going to say, hey, I just never did anything out of my comfort zone. Okay, here's another little plug, a little mantra for you guys from Eleanor Roosevelt, the president's wife. She said, do something every day that scares you. So try to do that. Try to do something every day that scares you and let me know. Just let me know what happens. Let's see what's going on here on Instagram. If there's people that have been asking me stuff. I don't mind rejection. I just talk, and yet now that I think about it, it just happens for me. There you go, Marcus. It's because you don't care if you're rejected. If you don't care if you're rejected, you will always be happy because you have nothing that's going to be tearing you away from trying your best to do something. Cougar likes sex more than young women. Alan, do cougars like sex more than younger women? I don't know necessarily that they're going to like sex more than younger women. Maybe they like it the same, or maybe they're hitting their sexual peak as they get older. But certainly they're going to be more knowledgeable because of the fact that they're just older and they've done more things. They've had more partners. They've had more life experiences. So it might be that it seems like they want to have sex more than others, or maybe they're just in a place where that's all they want to have. They're not looking for a relationship, where you guys have to think about, well, if I get with this person my age, she's going to want to get married. She's want to have kids. So there's a lot of other stuff on the table besides just like having fun. Let's see. Doesn't matter if you're 50 years old. Let's see who just said that. The man. Doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 25 years old. You could be 55 years old. It doesn't matter. It's the same issues. You're always going to be that same person that's either comfortable talking to women or not. So if you want to change, start today. And let me know. Please let me know what happens when you change. Let me know what happens when you ask that person out that you never thought you'd have the guts to do it. It's just try it. You have nothing to lose. The worst that can happen is someone rejects you. What happens if you get rejected? Aren't you rejected all the time? When you apply for 10 jobs and you don't get any, you're rejected 10 times, but you still need to get a job, right? You still need to go on interviews. So think of it as a job interview, that you just, once you interview, you're done. You move on. You can't let all that stuff get to you. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Just think about today. Today, I'm going to change everything. I am going to go out and meet people. And the way you do that is just getting into practice. Just comfortable. Just go right up to someone on the street and say hello. Smile. Smiling, eye contact. You smile, give eye contact. Someone asked me about flirting last week. Yeah, flirting starts with eye contact. How do you ask her out? Arish. How do you ask her not feel rejected in an awkward way? You're feeling rejected. Oh, how to ask her to not be rejected in an awkward way. You're going to say, don't reject me because I might feel awkward. No, you can't do that. You just have to, if she rejects you, it doesn't matter. You have to get to that point where if I'm rejected, I don't give a shit. I'm scared to ask a girl out who's way older than me because I'm afraid of what they'll think of me. Why? What will they think of you? That you have a lot of confidence and balls to walk up to someone who's older and ask her out? It's a compliment to her. She's always going to think that as a compliment. She's not going to think of it as what an asshole. She's going to think of it, wow, this kid's got some balls. I may talk to this guy. I know so many of my friends that were in their like 40s. They're in their 40s. And these young guys that were in their 20s walked up to them, and they might be they're all laughing about this one guy because he was just like walking up to every single girl. And one of them went home with him. So you can get lucky that way. You have to be that guy that's not scared. What was his name? Gosh, I don't know if his name was Jimmy or something like that. And we all just started laughing because after all that, we were all talking about Jimmy came up and approached us. And he did make us feel like we were very special, each one. But meanwhile, every one of us said no, except for the one. So all you need is the one. I just wanted to hear your take on wedgies. Do you have a funny wedgie story or have you ever had one? I've definitely had a wedgie, that's for damn sure. But do I have a funny wedgie story? I guess the only wedgie story I can come up with is one time I was wearing a thong. And it was really annoying the shit out of me. And I was a little bit drunk. So I went in the bathroom, took the thong off, and threw it in the garbage. That's the biggest wedgie story I can come up with. Uh, Take care. I put my number on your tube and Facebook. Can't step out more than that. I'm trying. P.S. Don't read. Thanks. Whoops. Sorry. I already read Michael. Michael, you're not the only one who has given me your number. Pretty much, like I said at the beginning of this conversation, the beginning. Make sure that you guys like this video, by the way, if you like it, what advice I have to say, and please join me on Patreon if you want to continue to get me to do these things. Patreon.com/KarenLee. I could put it down here. It's actually in the description box. But anyway, yeah, I want to thank my latest patron whose name was Cougar. Thank you, Cougar, for joining me on Patreon. But what was it? What were you asking about? Oh, people that give their number to me. Yeah, a lot of people email me. A lot of people put their numbers on YouTube. If you're putting it on YouTube, obviously the world is seeing it, so it's not confidential. But if you message me on Patreon and ask me stuff on Patreon, it's always confidential. But if you're doing it for the world to see, and I'm reading it right now, and all the people that are reading this the chat are seeing that you did this, it's not something that you should be worried about. Okay, you tried, you gave it a shot. You're probably not going to get a phone call from me because I'm in a 10-year relationship with my boyfriend. A, B, I'm not going to go out with someone I don't know. That's the whole thing. If you want to get to know people, you've got to actually introduce yourself and meet them and start a conversation with them. And most likely it's not going to be some person like me who's talking to, hundreds of people. Like just in this live stream, I'm going to be talking to over 150 to 200 people. So I can't go out with everybody that says, here's my number. But I can't fault you for trying either, because I think everyone has to try, right? That's the whole thing. If I'm going to get anything across to you today is that if you feel like doing something, do it as long as it's not hurtful. It's better than telling me that you're whacking off like the other one did this morning. The oldest woman I've ever been with is 51, and I had a ball with her, and all we did was laugh and went out a lot of places to eat. Ram Van Bobby, that is exactly why this relationship works so well. There you go. So it worked for Ram Van. It's going to work for you guys, okay? You have a need to be with an older woman. This is how you do it. What if an older woman likes a younger guy and the guy doesn't know how to respond? How do you get to the next level? Jonathan, you just talk about it. All you have to do is talk. It's not going to hurt you just to express yourself. You just say, I'd love to take you out to eat. Or I'd love to take you for a cup of coffee. I think the next level would be just asking her out. And you're way ahead of the game if you already know that she likes you. Mastermind, rejection is inevitable, at least in my reality, although it seems to me that some people who look like the most attractive models never get rejected. It's always going to look like people are not getting rejected. But no matter how good looking you are, they are getting rejected just as much as you are. I mean, what the difference is the confidence level and the sense of humor and all that kind of stuff. So they don't even count it as rejection. They just say, oh, the person wasn't interested. Good afternoon to you, Jesse. Please give a flying kiss to all your fans. Mwah. Ever dated or experienced a porn star? Never dated or experienced a porn star. I've been with a lot of porn stars in conversations and friends of mine, but I have not yet ever physically touched a porn star other than a hug or a kiss. Let's see. Do you drink alcohol very often? What's very often? Do I have a couple glasses of wine Now and then, like what would I check on the doctor's visit? I don't know. Very often, probably not as often as some, but probably more often than others. I mean, everything in my life is in moderation. Everything. Moderation is the key of life. So if I feel like I'm going a little overboard with the drinking, I'll probably stop for a while and, get my shit together and then maybe have a glass of wine or two next time. But I'm not real big on like I don't remember the last time I got sloppy drunk. Maybe when I drank tequila at Cinco de Mayo. Maybe that was a year ago. You like the joke about the wedgie? Do I have single friends? I have a ton of single friends. Will I fix them up with you guys? No. Sorry. They don't want to go out with strangers. Okay? You have to meet people on your own, and then you will get them to ask. This is why I'm doing this. So I can help you meet people and ask them out wherever you live. Because I'm living in Chicago right now, but I'm also in Los Angeles. And the people I know are not going to want to go out with random people that they never met. Do you prefer sex with young guys or guys your age? Alon, like I said, I'm with my own man, and he's younger than me. But that doesn't mean that if we ever broke up and I was with someone my age, I wouldn't prefer to have sex with him. I just prefer to have a connection with the person I'm with. Has anyone ever given you a wedgie? Oh my God, Danny, what was with the freaking wedgies? Let it go. An improv class sounds interesting, the man. Yet try it. And you're never too old to be in an improv class. And you'd be surprised how much fun it is. I took one at one point or another. I was like going through Groupons, and I bought like a Groupon for a photography class. I bought one for improv class. I bought one for a pole dancing class. What else did I do? Probably I can't remember all the classes. I just went through a whole list of classes, and you can get like a decent deal on these things and just try it, and you learn so much from it, especially like the improv classes or theater classes. Okay, Danny, we're not going to talk about wedgies anymore. I'm done with wedgies. My friend Ian Mark told me lots about you. Oh, awesome, Damien. Thank you for sharing this conversation with your friends, because Damien heard about me from Ian, and Ian heard about me from someone else. So you guys join me on Patreon. You'll see I get you a lot more, a much closer relationship on Patreon. Patreon, I send you pictures, videos, depending on your level. I do Snapchat, just none of it is porn. None of it is risque like you think some of these porn stars are doing. I'm not doing any of that, but it's a way to support me. I'm going to have to go in 2 minutes. I'm going to try to hit one more time to see if there's anything. What's my secret to my energy is a good night's sleep. It's hard to come by. I got to go, you guys. Why are cougars embarrassed to be eaten? They're not. People think I'm a jerk, but I'm in reality really nice and honest with people. Why? Then just keep being you. All right, you guys, I got to run. Is being a people pleaser a bad thing? No, people pleasing is as long as they're not taking advantage of you. You would like to dance with me? All right. Anyway, there's way too many comments for me to go through. Put them all in the comment section on YouTube, and I'll be happy to answer them next time. If you don't turn your notifications on, you will not hear when I'm on. So turn your notifications on both Instagram and YouTube. And it's a little bell that's next to when you subscribe. Of course, you have to subscribe. But and share this like Ian Mark did. All right, I gotta run. Bye.